morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, welcome to Slammers and Bogs. If you have watched the glossy box, I can confirm to you, my cat has not come back yet. Hopefully she'll be back before these videos go out. Last week, I got this particular little card come through the door from the lovely peoples of QVC, showing me this lovely Today's Special Value. I knew that bareMinerals were doing one, but I hadn't really I'd seen the clip of it. When they said easy pay installments, I was pretty sold. And I was kind of not sure looking at this, but when they said that every product was new except the original foundation, I knew I was going to buy it. Here it is! It arrived yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't record it yesterday, which was the Wednesday, because my brother was in the house. So I've had a brief look at what is in it, and I have not done a damn thing with it, so we are going to apply everything for the first time today. The only thing we are not going to apply is the original foundation, which I have here, because I'm not even ended the tub that I got last with them in the Fall in Love with Your Skin set, and there's no point in opening a new one when I've still got some left of that. This is obviously called the Beauty Upgrade. It's an 8-piece collection, and I'm kind of veering any way that isn't informing you about this stuff properly, so I apologise. So this is everything you receive. I decided it best to kind of show you it before I actually kind of like pick each product up and show you. So obviously we have the original foundation here, which we're not going to use today. The mascara, the Lash Domination Petite, I think it's called. Petite Precision brush. I have tried the proper version of this, but was kind of unimpressed with it. It was very hard to get off the lash, and I wasn't very keen on it, so I'm looking forward to trying this edition of this mascara. We have obviously the two brushes, the concealer brush. I actually needed a concealer brush, so I'm absolutely glad for that. And we have the Flawless face brush, which I do not have, which will be fun to try. The concealer surprised me because I thought it was going to be the normal small size concealer, which is like that. It's actually a huge, well, it's big. It's a huge tub. And it's in the shade Bisque. I'm kind of hoping it's not too dark for my skin, but we'll find out. And then we have the Hydrating Mineral Veil, which again is a new product. And this lovely thing, which is the obviously the kind of, I think the Rolls Royce and kind of like the shining star of the whole set, this Prep Step Moisture Set Radiant Cream. This is brand new. It was only available in this set on QVC. So the Prep Step is to help hydrate your skin and fill it with radiance. Obviously, as I said, I have been having a little bit of trouble with moisture in my skin. I've been quite dry and quite taut. When the lovely ladies were showing this cream, obviously, it's showing a lovely luminosity. Now, to squirt it on the hand, I'm obviously not going to use loads. They obviously don't care what they're doing with this. I want to make sure I last as much of this as I can. It's kind of a yellowy sheen. It's quite thick. And then when we rub it in with our fingers, you can definitely see a sheen. I don't know if you guys can there. It's kind of around this part of my hand. There's no scent to it. Obviously, bareMinerals stuff is using minerals and as many vitamins as it can, so it's designed not to harm the skin, which I love. I was stupid about an hour ago, because what I did was I got my face or my eyes already, because I was waiting to do this for you guys. What I was waiting for, actually, I bought as well the Laura Geller concealer duo that was on with the leap year deals last week, and it's not here yet, and I was wondering if I could get that first, because I can't wait to try that under my eyes. As much as I love the BM concealers, I'm kind of hesitant at putting powders under my eyes. I prefer to use a liquid concealer. I applied mascara, okay? So I've had to take all my eye makeup and do it again, because obviously I wanted to try the mascara out with you guys. There's no point in doing a box set thing if I'm not going to use the whole package. So the first thing we're obviously going to do in our steps with this is to apply the lovely Prep Step. It is a 40ml tube, so it's obviously quite a generous size. And as I've said before, the mixture's kind of quite dense. It's quite thick. I'm trying not to drop the tube on the floor. I'm going to just dab and rub in to my non-concealed skin, which is kind of spotty right now. So we're really going to see the power of the concealer today as well. You notice I'm leaving my nose out. It's because my nose suffers oiliness, and we're not going to apply anything to our nose that isn't a concealer or a matte product to avoid that. So on my hands I can absolutely see that there's a glitter pigment in this product that will help luminosity. They often use glitter, like Illuminating Mineral Veil is a prime example of that. So the glitter is what's working to luminize the skin. I can absolutely see it already. Look at the evils. You can definitely see the sheen working on my skin immediately. I am this pale, don't worry. And it really definitely helps the look of the skin. My skin does feel hydrated with this. It's definite. That's how I test hydration in my skin. Is going, how many of you do that? Is it just me? Probably just me, right? It looks lovely, but the test of the time as a primer, is this pro? Oh gosh, I burped on camera. The test with these things with me is around this area during the day, because this is the area where if I'm not using kind of like a product that will help control the oiliness, it tends to, I call it pixelate, but it tends to settle and not look right on the cheeks of my skin, and it will look really weird. My nose also tends to fade away if I've not used some kind of mattifying product. That is the prep step applied. The next thing I'm actually going to do is use the mineral veil. And there's a couple of ways you can actually use the mineral veil. You can use it underneath your foundation, which is what I'm going to do here. I find that to be a wonderful little thing to do. It was a lovely little trick I learned. Let's hope I can, oh look, it came off first time. That's a miracle with a bareMinerals product. Wow, it's literally full to the top, this mineral veil. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit, and one of my other tricks for obviously having a problem with my nose is obviously quite speckled because it's got a lot of blackheads on it. It's not pretty. So I do tend to have two stipple brushes, EcoTool stipple brushes that I use. They're like drumsticks. Look, they're like drumsticks. They're my drumsticks. And I will actually stipple some mineral veil into the nose to help kind of block out these pores. And we're breaking them out of the packets. Oh, lovely fluffy. I have not tried this brush before. This is the Flawless Face Brush. It's really nice. So I'm actually going to apply it all over the face with this, and then I'm going to go back in and stipple afterwards. And then we're going to actually use the first bit of concealer. So that's what you do. You swirl, you tap, and then you buff it all around the skin. You get a lot more on these brushes than you think you do, actually, I have to say. So that is all I'm really going to do. It was a tiny amount of mineral veil that I used. So then I'm going to come in, same thing, bit in there. I'm going to get it on the stipple brush, tap it out, and then go into my nose with this one. That just really helps to fill any kind of blackhead in. So for the concealer, I'm just shocked at the size of this. When they, oh, here we go. Here comes the normal test of brute strength. When they showed the tub of it on screen, I was just thinking, oh, that's just a model size, you know, it's not going to be that size. Like I said when I showed you, I was expecting like this kind of size, which is what the last one I got was, and I'm literally at the bottom of that. So I'm looking forward to trying this. The only concern I have is with the shade. I'm worried it's going to be way too dark on me. It's kind of a bit pinker than I would tend to go for. The Bisque 1B that I have.
Why are these brushes so big?
You're not actually meant to use the teeth for these things, I'm sorry, but I don't know where I left my scissors and I'm kind of at a loss. Now, the concealer brush is much like the brush that we got in the Fall in Love with Your Skin collection, which is this brush right here. It's in my box down here. So they are basically the same thing. I just have the full size edition now as opposed to it just being on the end of the brush. So there's many ways that you can use this concealer. A lot, you know, I've seen so many different ways. I'm going to tap it over my blemishes here. But there's many secrets. One of the things I've learned is if you put your finger on it and then pat it in, you can get a much deeper concealment. And obviously the thing with the concealer is you can use it under the foundation and you can use it over it. Here's a little bit of conceal that's gone on. You can just see that obviously where I had all that redness before, it's definitely covered it up a bit. Bearing in mind that we're going to buff on the foundation now. For the nose is obviously, as I say, my biggest normal concern. That and my cheeks, because I do have a lot of blackheads coming out of my cheeks as well. You can obviously go into it with this concealer brush and tap it on the nose the normal way. I do tend to do this, but I do obviously tend to go back in with the stipple brush as well, because I feel like getting it on the stipples and getting it right dead into it really definitely helps me out a little bit more and definitely helps cover a bit more as well. I really want BM to bring out their own stipple brush. If you guys haven't done it and you're listening, stipple brush, please. Now that will definitely help conceal the situation with my nose. If you can see it there, it's 100% better than it was a few minutes ago before we started applying the concealer. Excitement. Let's go on to the foundation. I've obviously got my used tub here. As I said, I'm not going to open the new one. There is zip diddly point to it. So as usual, we just take a little bit on the lid. We take our Flawless Finish brush. We get it into the brush, we tap it out, and then we buff. Just showing you the amount there, because literally you hardly have to use a thing. And as I say, I got the original kit in what, August, July? It's now March and I'm almost at the end of the tub. I don't know if you can see, but there's still more in there. You know, you've probably got at least another month or two supply left in that powder. The lasting powder, the lasting power of it and the amount you use really shows you that this is kind of like definitely worth the money. So that is 2 layers of the foundation applied, which is normally all I would do. I think 2 is ample. That's how I'm comfortable with it anyway. Any more, and sometimes I feel like I can borderline on looking a little bit chalky, so I am careful. So this is 2 layers of foundation applied. With the concealer underneath, you can see that that has absolutely almost covered that entirely. We're going to apply just a bit more concealer over it. My nose is 1000% better. It does not look anywhere near as speckly, nor does here. Obviously I haven't concealed under my eyes. We're going to get to that, and everything just looks amazing. You guys, if you've known this, if you've tried this, you know the bareMinerals original foundation. You'll know it's wonderful. You'll know I love it so much. And bearing in mind, when we first started doing this, I was applying a tinted moisturiser underneath. This is the powder alone. Beyond using the powder concealer, obviously, on the blemishes, there's no additional product. I have no liquid foundation, no liquid concealer, and this covers with the power of one of those, and it stays a lot better. I'm going to go back in with the Bisque concealer. So I'm just going to dab it. I basically have quite a deep smile line going on there. I tend to conceal that. And I'm going to go back just over some of those bigger blemishes that I had. Just pat a bit more concealer into them. There's a tiny bit of red going on my chin there. I don't know why. And I'm quite happy with the nose situation. So once we've applied Mineral Veil, that will be fine. I'm not going to dab anything else onto that whatsoever. So for under the eyes, I'm going to get a bit more bisque in here, but I'm not going to use the traditional method. I'm actually going to use this angled eye and cheek brush, which we got in the Fall Into Neutrals, which I haven't seen yet because I haven't put it out there yet. So keep watching because it's coming. I tend to like to get a bit more coverage under my eyes because I have quite dark under eyes. And I like the angled brush. It really gets kind of right into there. I'm also just going to add a tiny bit more of this underneath the eye, just for a bit of extra coverage, just because I'm feeling a bit self-conscious about that today. It's quite dark, and obviously where I've taken my makeup off once to reapply the mascara, but you guys, I've kind of got slight redness there now. Honestly, that has not set in any of the lines that I have. It's really helped conceal the darkness and the redness that I had. The power of the concealer and the foundation together is wonderful. The last steps before we apply mascara and the Pop of Passion lip balm, which I forgot to mention while we were looking at the products, is that we're going to just give cheeks a bit of a flash of colour. If you saw the lovely train case, I managed to convince myself to buy this as well. Here it is. It's got a load of my BM stuff in it. All my eyeshadows are in this compartment. I've got some other little products in there. I've got some lip colours going on, and then I've got a whole load of other stuff. This is a lovely case, and it's like a mini TARDIS. I can get so much in this, it's ludicrous. And I've only had it about an hour or two, so I'm already in love. So in here I have one eyeshadow colour that wouldn't fit, and I have a few different Bare Radiances and stuff like that. So I'm actually just going to go for Bare Radiance as my cheek colour today. We're going to take the angled brush again, and I'm going to use this as my blusher now. So obviously the thing with the Radiance colours they don't tell you is that you can use them as blushes. I can apply them in the strobing pattern, but you can also use them up like this, which makes a really neutral cheek tone, and it's just right for me. I also don't tend to smile when I apply blush, mainly because when you smile you raise your cheeks, which then means when you don't smile it falls down. I tend to feel for the cheekbone, and mine is around here, and I will just brush up like that and then come right into that bit there, and that for me is just enough. Bearing in mind this is only a day look, I'm only going to work, I'm doing nothing special. If I was going somewhere I'd be doing the whole shebang with the strobing and the, you know, and the proper blush. Since it's only work, I'm not that fussed. I just want to look like I've got a flush of colour, nothing too major. So that is it with that brush now. It can go in the box down there. We now have three more things to do, excuse me. I will apply the Mineral Veil again over my foundation. This again, Hydrating Mineral Veil. It's a slight different shade to normal Mineral Veil. It's like a slight yellower shade. I hope this sits well on dark skin tones actually. I'm slightly worried that it wouldn't. We've obviously applied Mineral Veil once underneath the foundation already. To apply it on top is obviously giving you that final airbrushed effect. So once again, we swirl, we tap off excess. I'm going to be careful around my nose. I tend to pat as opposed to brush. And complexion done. We're home and ready to go. That took, what, 15 minutes? Not too long. Obviously, because I've been gassing to you lot, it's taken a bit longer. But generally, this is the finished complexion. It is absolutely radiant. Nothing is sitting on the skin or making me look chalky. The concealer has covered pretty much every blemish I had. It's amazing. Very happy. I think the prep step definitely works too, but judge for yourself. So our last two steps now are to apply the mascara and the Pop of Passion. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the mascara. Normally I would apply Benefit's Their Real Primer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to show you the power of the mascara on its own, and hope to God that it comes off okay when I take it off tonight. This is the tiny brush that you can see. The normal full-size one is a lot bigger, but I think the petite one might actually be really good. I think it might actually be better than the original one, which, as you guys know, I didn't like. So I'm going to take my lovely mirror here, and I'm just going to comb eyelashes up, and I had a bit of a fluff going on there. Look at that. Huh, thank you for getting rid of that. And I'm just going to apply it up. I'm just going to push up. Now in one coat, that has elongated ridiculously. That is a lot better than the original one. I can tell you now, just in one coat. I think I would probably buy this petite version as opposed to the normal Lash Domination. I am 100% impressed with this mascara over its mother of the original Lash Domination. This has gotten into my eyelashes so well, and I've only applied 2 coats. See how it does the bottom lashes, because obviously it was meant to be something that would help get into the bottom lashes too. I love it. I literally love it. Here's a final glance, and I've done the bottom lashes now as well. So on to the last product I now have, which is Pop of Passion, and this is in Blushing Passion. I've heard a lot about these, about them being really hydrating, but I've never really gone for them, mainly just because they're really too plain of a colour for me. The shade is kind of here, and it's definitely a pale colour. It's really hard to see. They say that they're amazing, and I do have really dry lips again at the minute, and even my normal Clinique Super Balm isn't really helping me there. Kind of got a lipsticky taste about it. Do you know that old kind of lipstick feel that you get? That's kind of what this tastes like. There's no passion. I was thinking it would be fruity. It's not. It's just like a normal lip colour taste. The colour's nice. It is just a day look. It's not a day look that I would do if I was doing a me every day, if I'm doing work every day. This would be fine. It's really nice. It does feel nice on the lips. It does feel really hydrating. The time will tell if this actually does hydrate my lips in the next few days. I think I'm going to carry on applying it as a work lip colour and see how I get on. And that is unfortunately now the end of the whole kit. Look, there's the tissue paper. Ha! I think that is a wonderful set. It was absolutely worth the £40 price tag. Obviously I've done easy pay. I don't get paid yet, so I'm kind of like really scrimping and saving up money at the minute. But bearing in mind, they said themselves the cost of these 3 products alone was £90. So to obviously get all of this, 2 brushes, the new Prep Step, a mascara, is an amazing buy. Even for £56, which is his retail price, it was an amazing buy. I was lucky. I literally ordered this on the midnight show, and by about 1 o'clock the next day, fare was all gone and it was on a wait list. I'm absolutely over the moon with the whole box. Well done QVC, well done BM. I'm a happy fan. Thank you everyone for watching this super long video and watching me babble on about the lovely bareMinerals products. If you would like to subscribe, it is down here. If you would like to follow Instagram or Twitter, please do. I'm now going to go and look for the cat again and have some lunch because I'm going to work in about an hour and a half. I will see everyone again for more fun. We've got Fall Into Naturals still to come, or Neutrals, was it? I thought it was Fall Into Velvet. Apparently it's Fall Into Naturals, Neutrals. I don't know. I will see everyone again. Bye.